With SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest. Download the SoFi app today to get your money right. Eddie's Leonard is the home run leader for this ball club with 14 for the season. And he leads off this fourth. Stripers lead Durham 2-0. First pitch missing away from Forrest Whitley. And a 1-0 count. Whitley up to 45 pitches. There is activity in the bullpen for the Bulls. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss over the top of the inside changeup, 1-1.
Talked about Eddie's home run total. He almost had 15. Nearly got over the wall and left.
An absolute screamer off the wall, pads for a leadoff single to the second. Ended up stealing second base and then scoring. Inside slurve, our first look at that pitch in the arsenal of Whitley tonight. And it gets Leonard to a count of 1-2. And he'll need a moment to collect his thoughts after seeing that last one.
Well, Whitley started this year in the bullpen. It was only since he came to Durham did he move into a starting rotation. His fourth start this year. Went 5 innings his last time out against Jacksonville. That's his most this year through 78 pitches.
He's ahead of Leonard, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch in flight. Spiked up there. It's a 2-2 count. And all of a sudden, I don't see that activity in the bullpen for Durham any longer. Sounded like, I believe they said over the in-house speakers that Jackson Stevens was throwing in the Stripers' pen. So Nathan Wiles might be near the end of the line tonight. Here's the 2-2. Fouled back off the instep, rolling up the first base line to a dead stop. A 2-2 count for Leonard.
Would make sense for Wiles. He is on 6 days rest, but it's his first start in almost a month's time. Kind of been in that long relief role, so slowly easing his way back in.
And you can't just make a move from one role to the other without stretching back out again. 2-2 in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Not that easy, even in season, to go from starter out to reliever and then back to starter again. And we don't know for a fact that Wiles is going to remain in the rotation moving forward. It's kind of a day-to-day, week-to-week situation right now for the Striper staff. 3-2. High and tight. Good looking at bat there for Leonard. Earlier this season might have struck out on either of the last 2 pitches, but here works a walk. He'll take first base to lead off this fourth. Connor Capel coming up next. But just to stay on that Stripers pitching note, we've seen Austin Cox go from reliever to starter. We've seen Giancarlos Lara get longer looks out of the bullpen as a starter as well. And so that's moved some guys like Nathan Wiles, Jackson Stevens into the pen. And now the first pitch high and away on Capel, ball 1.
And it certainly makes the case easier to take Wiles out at this spot when you have guys like Jackson Stevens, even Blake Burkhalter, who have had the starting experience, who can eat multiple innings.
We'll see what the plan is for tonight. Right now it's Capel at the dish. He'll swing and foul one straight back into the screen, 1-1. Would love to see Wiles get a chance to at least work one more in and qualify for a victory. Got to get to 5 to be in line for 1. Stripers trying to add to a lead of 2-0 over Durham. Checked right back to first Leonard as he was getting into his lead. Forrest Whitley snapped a throw right in that direction. And the tag late by Trey Morgan. 1 ball, 1 strike on Capel. Inching away from first. And now the pitch is popped up in a shallow right field. Going to be a long run for Peters, but he'll track it down for the out. And back to first goes Leonard. 1 on, 1 out. And here comes Matthew Batten.
Especially in these 7-inning games, those guys that can eat multiple innings, they become more valuable trying to use as little arms as you possibly can.
There's the RBI single from earlier tonight from Matthew Batten. Second RBI of the week here against Durham. Had a solo home run that started off the scoring in a 3-0 win on Tuesday night. Here's Batten again. First pitch, swing and a miss. Ladder high fastball gets him at 94, 0-1. Slightly open right-handed stance for Batten. And another quick spin and toss to first, checking on Leonard. Stripers have not taken batting practice the last couple of days. Last time they did, I talked to Batten about that number switch. He said this is the number that he wore in El Paso that he said would be retired. I think jokingly. He was there a long time with El Paso.
There, I believe it was a total of 6 years, 2018 and 19, and then again from 21 to 24.
He was kind of their Sean Kazmar Jr. in effect. And now he's here with Gwinnett. Here's the 0-2. Reaches out, pops it up. First base side, back to the roof. Like Kazmar, Batten has some brief major league time on his record with the Padres. Trying to keep that hope alive that he'll get back to the show. He is 30 years old, from Shelton, Connecticut. Turned 30 earlier this summer. 59 ball games for the Padres, 2022 to 2024. But during that stretch, like you pointed out, Logan, a lot of AAA time, so much so that they called him Captain Bat in El Paso. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Expands on a cutter away. That's a strikeout for Whitley, just his third tonight. And Leonard remains at first now with 2 down for Cody Milligan. So here's Milligan. He popped up to third base. Little jam shot floater on a hit and run. And that hung Batten out to dry. He was doubled off at first base. That is what ended the second. There goes Leonard. He got a great jump again. Throw on down to second by Keegan is way off line and high. And a head first dive and steal number 2 for Leonard. How about the night he's had on the base paths? 2 for 2.
I believe it's his first multi-stolen base game with the Stripers. They're seeing something against these Durham catchers who are top 5 in stolen bases allowed, like the Stripers are.
Well, a good spot to steal there. Get yourself into scoring position where a base hit can bring you in. Count of 0-1 on Milligan. And the pitch. Low and in towards the ankles. A 1-ball, 1-strike count. That was the smart time to try to take second. We'll see if Milligan can bring him in. Whitley strides, fires. It is fouled off to the left. The count to 1-2. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning, with the Stripers leading it 2-0 over Durham. Game 1 of this doubleheader tonight. This game will be 7 innings. We'll have about a half-an-hour break in between, and then another 7-inning nightcap. 2-strike pitch missing in, and the count goes to 2-2. Milligan now, out of necessity, one of the 3 outfielders on this roster, getting a chance to play every day, trying to hit enough to stay in that lineup. And the 2-2, strike 3 called. Got him on a changeup. And so back-to-back strikeouts